Odiano Ajowo.
On her part, the paramount Queen Mother of Abola traditional area, Nana Okancho IV, urged families to extend support to the less privileged in their communities.
No matter what, Bonija Mayo, as I know here, so you watch on Fenwono, Neko Mefemo, Miss Momo, or the Okona Fenoko against any Uje, or Domosho Ba, no modern job. Or Makpa Fayake, or Fair Worker, Jomokome.
My little contribution, especially to the youth of Ghana, Gadangbe, and Abola as a whole, is that we should keep on being united. We should keep on supporting our own. Each and every day we keep hearing news of different people trying to cause divisions. But when we are together, there's a saying that together we stand, divided we fall. So this is my very short message to the youth of Ghana. Let's keep being united.
Residents and visitors dressed in traditional regalia danced to the rhythm of drums while clans and cultural groups paraded through the community, showcasing the resilience and joy of the Ghana heritage.
Speaking to journalists after an Ashanti Regional Staff Durbar in Kumasi, the CEO of the Youth Employment Agency, Malik Basintali, said significant progress had been made to improve the welfare of beneficiaries and strengthen the operations of the agency. He said the initiatives form part of government's broader commitment to tackling youth unemployment and ensuring the sustainability of the agency.
The Youth Employment Agency has been put in a reset mood. Clearly, everything under the agency has been reset and people are feeling it. I stated new models that had never been implemented under the agency, like the community first respondents, medical first respondents. For 8 years, the community fire assistant model was never implemented, and many other models.
On the issue of delayed payments, Malik Basintali said all outstanding arrears have been settled and monthly allowances are now being paid on schedule. He added that processes are underway to complete payment of July allowances. He encouraged beneficiaries to remain committed to their duties, assuring them that government will continue implementing policies to improve their welfare and create more opportunities for young people.
So they shouldn't let people feel that the money we pay them is a waste. They should do their best. We have a few reports on some nonchalant ones. We continuously try to engage, but the most important among it is that they should stay active and they should keep working hard.
The Tema Regional Police Command has recorded 2 major breakthroughs in its fight against narcotic drug trafficking following separate operations carried out on August 5. In the first operation, police acted on intelligence that a shipment of suspected cocaine concealed in sacks of gari was being loaded into a 40-foot container at a warehouse within the Tema Harbour Enclave for export.
Tema Regional Police Command has invited you this afternoon for this press briefing, where you will be briefed on 2 separate narcotic-related cases recorded on the 5th of August 2026, which resulted in the recovery of significant quantities of substances suspected to be cocaine, as well as Indian hemp, resulting in the arrest of 4 suspects. On 5th of August 2026, at about 1950 hours, the Tema Regional Police Command received credible intelligence that some young men were loading parcels of white substance concealed in sacks of gari into a 40-footer container at a warehouse within Tema Harbour Enclave for export. The search of the sacks of gari subsequently led to the recovery of 866 parcels of a white substance suspected to be cocaine, with a street value of $6,928,000.
In a separate operation on the same day, officers of Chopoli intercepted an Opel taxi cab allegedly transporting suspected Indian herbs after a pursuit involving police officers and commercial motor riders.
On the same day, that is the 5th of August 2026, at about 17:00 hours, the Chopoli police received information that a taxi cab loaded with suspected Indian hemp was being pursued. The Chopoli police immediately proceeded to the area and encountered another officer from Akuse Police who had initiated the pursuit with the assistance of some commercial motor riders from Osuwe. The two incidents I have just outlined underscore the determination of the Tema Regional Police Command through the police administration to disrupt the activities of persons involved in trafficking, transportation, and unlawful possession of narcotic drugs.
1 year after the Z9 helicopter crash claimed the lives of 8 public servants, families, government officials, security personnel, and religious leaders have gathered for a national interfaith memorial service to honor their memory. The solemn ceremony brought together Christians, Muslims, and adherents of other faiths in a shared moment of prayer.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moore. It is always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. This indeed is the day the Lord has made. I want to say we're glad that we've been able to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that matter to you and I. Today is the 11th of August, 2026. And I want to say thank you very much for tuning into the show. We're most grateful for your kind and invaluable attention that you give us, an audience that you give us from Monday to Friday and from 7 a.m. to 9:55. Again today, I have another special guest. You don't want to miss out on this person. This person is an achiever. This person is a trailblazer, and I can go on and on and on and on. So let me just keep you in suspense and go straight ahead and look at what the papers are reporting this morning. So the Ghanaian Times is what I'll start with for today. Well, Daily Graphic is not out yet, or we don't have the Daily Graphic at the moment. I'm sure some of you will be asking, why didn't you start the Daily Graphic as you always do? But I'll start with the Ghanaian Times today. It says, expand drone services to cut maternal deaths. Ghana's tourism revenue hits 4.3 billion cedis, and the arrivals top 1.3 million cedis, according to the minister. Government tightens sanitation accountability for MMDCEs. Food vendor jailed wrongfully freed after 4 years. UBA Ghana ranked #1 in customer satisfaction, 2nd in consumer service quality. Renew Gold Fields lease in national interest. Huneso stakeholders. That's what the Ghanaian Times for today. The Daily Guide says the pastor jailed 10 years for 78,800 fraud, and this couple drove honeymoon for prison inmates. Extor MD $1 million US dollars bribe, and the Kwabena Donko denies receiving money as Yoko expands probe. Don't assent Cocoa Board bill, MPP to Mahama. KNUST had main strike over Alawa. The Inside this morning says Lantern Mines Watch GH backs Adamos Mining lease revocation, demands full recovery of operational debt. Russia salutes Pan-Africa TV's decade of service. Bagwin to rally African speakers behind the Global Debt Initiative, and there's private doctors urge government to waive import duties on cancer equipment. China claims Japanese defense white paper exposes its intentions for remilitarization. And the Scrutiny Akwemu lecture urges Africa to build resilience amid shifting global order. The New Republic says the Capital Bank goes to returns. Otabil breaks silence on Cathedral, but not on 90 million cedis liquidity scandal. Akufo-Addo's diplomats embroiled in Washington scandal. Desbua upholds Adamos revocation, blows open a 3-year cover-up by Akufo-Addo's rotten regime. NPP's hopeful reveals a dangerous playbook, describes party's office as propaganda factory where lies are cooked to deceive public for votes. The Chronicle says that government takes over Adamos resource mine, and there's MPP to Mahama don't assent to Kokobo bail. Kwabena Donko says, I'm not a bribe taker, have never met Asante Beko in my life. Osajifo Poly Ama Foundation renovates this female prison health facility. That's also the Chronicle for today. And the Daily Post says that $1 million bribe. Former Power Minister Kwabena Donko denies allegations and threatens legal action. Health Minister calls for collective action against rising cancer burden. The Minister upholds revocation of Adamos Resources mining leases following independent committee review. You can now drive without your license, but you must remember the number on it. That's MTTD. That's a piece of good news, because anytime the police stops you somewhere, they say, show me your license or give me your license. You know, why do you do that? Now you don't have to show, you just have to give them the number, and that's it. That's kudos to the Ghana Police Service. Of course, that's the MTTD department. Economic Times says that banks' bad loans could decline by 7.6 billion cedis, freeing up capital for new lending as BOG targets 10% NPL ratio by December. Latest cocoa board announcements fuel global cocoa price volatility. And as BOG's gold program helped rebuild Ghana's reserve buffers despite $1.7 billion IMF assessed balance sheet loss. That's it with the newspapers, and please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. I have my fantastic, wonderful guest. It's going to be we're going to be having a breakfast for a bit, 15, 20, 25 minutes, but you'll enjoy that. Don't go anywhere.
Government is broke. Government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. Once again, my name is Audu Moro. So recently, we saw this fly. In fact, we read it here on the show, and of course, the production team went through. We did some digging on who this person was after the announcement came that he had been, given a certain appointment. We took some interest in it. We did some digging, and we said, well, this is a man who must tell a story because he has a lot to say, because he's done a lot. And so we've been working at it, we worked at it. Finally, we've been able to bring a good old professor to join us in the studio, because he's a very busy man, as you can tell, because he's typically, they just don't teach here. They do some consultations here in Ghana, they do consultations abroad. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're out there. But we have been able to arrest him. Yes, we brought him into the studio, and pun unintended, sorry. So this is what we read on Good Morning Ghana, and if you recall, must have been a few weeks back. We said, congratulations on your appointment as Pro Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Development. The College of Education is happy to celebrate this significant milestone with you and takes pride in your achievement. We wish you every success and fulfillment as you take up this new role, effective 1st August 2026. So that's the man I'm talking about. He is with us this morning. He's called Professor Samuel Ni Ade Kujo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Moro. It's a pleasure to be here this morning with you.
And thank you very, very much for taking time off your extremely busy schedule to join us on the show this morning. So we are more than honored and privileged to have you join us, and for many reasons. Of course, for the fact that you're an academic, You're a very significant person in our society. You've done a lot for this country. And so we are very, very proud to have you here. And so we want to take just a little bit of your time, a very, very precious time. And first of all, let's say congratulations to you. Congratulations to you on this appointment. Before we talk about who you are, I'm just wondering, what is this appointment and what does it mean to you? Let's start from there, and then we'll get to know who you are indeed.
Okay, so thank you, Moro, once again. Yeah. This is the Pro-Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Development.
Right.
At the University of Ghana, we have a Vice Chancellor, and then there are 2 Vice Chancellors. There's one in charge of Academic and Student Affairs, and then one in charge of Research, Innovation and Development. And so my colleague, Professor Felix Asante, he just finished his tenure. And so I took over, as you said, as at 1st August this year to begin this new role. It's a very, very important role in the university because it's responsible for all the research and innovation issues that go on in the university. And as you may be aware, research funding is very key to all universities because it's what drives the kinds of projects that we want to undertake. So it's a significant component of university funding. In fact, if you take the 3 major sources of university funding, the first is government subvention, of course, which has been declining over the years.
Right.
And then there's academic and student charges, okay, which has also remained quite stable for a while. And then the third is research grants and contracts.
Right.
And if you look at the first 2 sources, they are kind of declining, but it is only research funding that is actually appreciating over the years. So this is very important for us as a university.
You know, speaking about research funding, you know, it's become very topical, you know, for a while now. And it typically would take, you know, what we call the political angles, and the politicians would, you know, jump in and make all kinds of promises. I do recall that I think that as part of the NDC's manifesto, I believe that the NDC, the MPP also did same. They made a promise to basically support the universities with more funding as far as for you to be able to undertake your research. In fact, just recently, the President, John Dramani Mahama, must have been on, this was on the 17th of June 2026, okay, and I'm reading this from the presidency, where he says that the president launched the Ghana National Research Fund, providing a seed capital of 100 million cedis for the 2026 academic calendar. The president has subsequently charged the Ministry of Education in collaboration with the GET Fund and the Finance Governing Board to ensure the transparent, accountable, and resource-oriented deployment of these funds.
Yeah.
And speaking at the ceremony attended by scientists, research, institutional heads, and academic stakeholders, President Mahama noted that the launch marks a defining moment in Ghana's journey towards becoming a knowledge-driven, innovation, and globally competitive economy. He also expressed optimism that with the necessary financial resources, researchers can develop practical solutions to the nation's challenges. This establishes a national framework for financing knowledge creation, strengthening scientific capability, and aligning research more closely with our national development priorities.
Yeah.
Now, he adds that today, Ghana affirms that research can no longer be treated as a peripheral activity. It must become one of the engines that drive our economic growth, our social progress, and our national competitiveness. We need research that solves problems, creates jobs, builds industries, and improves lives. Now, first of all, what do you make of this initiative by the current government and all the reasons that the president has given as to why research is important?
Yeah, thank you, Moro. In fact, first of all, let me commend the government, the president, for this initiative.
Right.
Establishment of the Ghana National Research Fund is very, very significant. You know, we have been clamoring over the years, you know, that we need this kind of support, because what has happened is that we always have to go out foraging for funds, and once you go out there competing, the agenda is driven by the one who is providing the funds. So we cannot actually concentrate on our own research agenda. So thankfully, we have this National Research Fund, which we are all very excited and happy about. We look forward to working with them to set the research agenda for the country. So I think this is really a step in the right direction.
How about the long-standing dispute over book and research allowance? I say, you know, there was a point where some of your staff, it must have been Tewu or one of your groups, actually went on, either threatened to strike or you actually went on strike over this book and research allowance. And I recall at that same event, the education minister said the book and research allowance matter has been resolved. Has it been resolved?
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, we do get our book and research allowance. Okay. But the issue
is the quantum.
Exactly.
Okay.
Not so, but if you are thinking about what actually comes to an individual, this is not significant money to undertake any, impactful research.
How much are we looking at?
Oh, I don't have the figures offhand.
But how much ideally do you need to be able to conduct proper comprehensive research, proper research?
Oh, it would depend. It would depend. I can give you an example. When I was director at the Regional Institute for Population Studies, we established a field site in the Gamashi area. And it takes around $100,000 to collect one round of surveys. So research can be very expensive. Yes, and you can also talk about the equipment, kinds of equipment. Now we've installed the high performance computing facility at the University of Ghana, and I'm talking of millions of dollars.
Wow.
So research is expensive, but there is research that individuals can also do. They don't need this quantum of money that I'm talking about. But even that, if you have to go to the field, you have to transport field enumerators, etc., etc. It brings.
How does the university ensure that when you collect this research money, you actually do the research and you don't pocket the money?
Oh, that's why the research office is very key. Okay,
so that's part of your mandate.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've established grant management offices and with very good accounting systems. Okay. So in the past, we used to have these kinds of problems you are talking about, but as we speak, it's a thing of the past.
Do you get a sense that we make optimal use of the research that you conduct, at least given despite the fact that you have all these constraints and so on, but because you're still doing your best, do you feel that Ghana, whether private, public, is Ghana making effective and optimal use of the research that you conduct? Because the impression we get is that you do the research and then it gathers at the, you keep it there.
Yeah, I would say not as we would expect, although there are quite a number of researches that have been done in the university that has impacted policy and the directions we have gone in this country that we may not have to lose sight of. But we could still do more. And now what we are even looking more at is how to even translate the research into innovation. Okay, we have a number of young students coming up with brilliant ideas.
Okay.
That's why the president's Million Coders initiative, for example, is very good.
Right.
Okay, so they are coming up with interesting, innovative ideas. But now the challenge we have is how to convert all those brilliant ideas into commercial, ventures. But this is something that we are trying to look at.
Okay. So, so having told us a bit about your role, the importance of your role, and also going ahead to confirm indeed that the book and research allowance issues have been resolved, and also to answer the question about how to ensure that when these, bigger research allowances get to you, they are put to effective use and they are not squandered and so on, and you've put in all the systems to ensure that doesn't happen. We ought to understand and to know you much closer, which is up close and personal. So, who is Professor Samuel Nii Ade Cudjoe, really?
Well, interestingly, my story was told in the Mirror, I think last week or so, by Doreen Hammond. And she captioned it as the boy from the fishing community who became a professor. So yes, I was born and raised in Teshin. Okay, yes, coastal community here, and then attended the Radiant Way Preparatory School. This is in the early 1970s, and those were the Montessori schools of our time. And then from there proceeded to SUM Sectech, then Swedru Secondary School, University of Ghana, where I did my first degree in geography. And then moved on to the University of Oslo in Norway for my master's. Then a PhD in the University of Bonn in Germany. Came back, started lecturing at the University of Ghana in November of 2004 at the Regional Institute for Population Studies. So that's where I have remained, but along the line, I've been the director of the Regional Institute for Population Studies for 6 years, and then move on to become the provost of the College of Education, which for 4 years, which I completed, and now taking on this new role as the Pro-Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation, and Development. So, in a nutshell, this is my story.
Your profile is very heavy on your academic career.
Yes.
I mean, what was it that pushed you into the academic space, the academic environment? Was there any defining moment in your life that sort of motivated you to get there?
Okay, yeah, well, interestingly, I was one of those people who did not grow up as wanting to become a medical doctor or a lawyer or, stuff like that. This is very common among Ghanaian children. I grew up normally. I didn't even know what to do at the time. But my dad had plans for me to go into the airline industry. Can you imagine the airline industry? I don't know what that was about, but it was...
Did he ever tell you why?
Well, he himself was working in the airline industry,
no
so I think that may have...
He was looking for a successor.
Yeah. But for me, the turning point was when I completed my first degree at the University of Ghana, and then I was selected as one of 2 students to undertake the national service then at the Population Impact Project. This was a project that was then being led by Professor George Benne, who later became the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. And then later, he then transitioned when I started, and then Professor John Nabila, also the late, took over. Yeah, so these are my mentors. I work with them. But there was this administrator, Mr. Paddy. He is also late many years ago. He observed my interactions with the students, and he called me one day and said, I think you should consider a career in the academy. Because I look at you, the way you interact with the students, your patience and all that, I think you will fit. And for me, I think that was a defining moment. I now looked at it critically, and after my PhD, I got into it.
So if you were not into academic or into academia, based on the story you just told us, which defined what you have become today, I'm just wondering, what career would you have pursued, and would you have pursued your airline?
Not really. Probably a football administrator.
A football administrator. You like football?
Yes, very much. I used to be involved in the coast football. I grew up here in Adraka, just around the corner here. So I was involved with, a little management of football at that level. And this was many, many years ago. So, at the time, it was not that business-like or commercial, as you would say. But if I had not gone into that academy, I think I would have been in football.
I see. Yes. So can I say, outside academia, this is who you are, which is you are a football enthusiast?
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Well, what team do you support locally?
I used to support Accra Great Olympics. I think it's the best club in this country.
Oli Daddy.
Yes.
Oli Bubu.
I tell you, we have a number of accolades. We are the Wonder Club.
You're not doing too well in the domestic league.
Yeah, no, at all. I've been tracking, and unfortunately, I think it's about management. So we've lost it now. But even the whole Ghanaian football scene,
I know.
Now everybody is concentrating.
Yeah, it's taking a nosedive.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. So, but how about outside Ghana? So,
outside Ghana, Arsenal.
Arsenal,
the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Arsenal, because I used to have a cousin who was selling, had a small shop near Highbury. It was many, many years ago when they were using the Highbury Stadium.
Yeah.
So I used to visit him, and then we will, we will be around the stadium, and there will be all these things going on. So that was my attraction to Arsenal.
Wow.
So anytime I go to the UK, in London especially, I try and watch a game, a live game,
I noticed that your research has largely and primarily focused extensively on population studies. You've also looked at climate change, urban vulnerability, and sustainable development. Now, I'm just wondering, what is it that continues to excite you about research? Don't you get tired?
Oh, no. No, Moro, I mean, you can never get tired of research. I mean, you should go into these communities and be undertaking research, and you know why you will not get tired.
Interesting findings.
So exciting.
Wow.
So exciting. I mean, I've spent a lot of time researching the Afram Plains. And at some point, it became like a second home, you know. So I enjoy, you know, the interactions you have and the kinds of things you can be able to do and later go back to these communities, share your findings. And if like in my case, you know, through one of my projects, we were able to construct a 144-meter drain in the Agbogloshi area.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's so fulfilling when you're able to do stuff like that.
Wow, 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 wow. You know, there's a do you think that is there a direct nexus or correlation between your area of research, so which is urban vulnerability, sustainable development, population studies? Is there any kind of correlation between that and sanitation?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. In fact, I invite you to come to my inaugural lecture. You know, I'm having my inaugural lecture on Thursday at 5 p.m.
We're going to end with that, but yes.
Great Hall of the University of Ghana. And so I'll be talking a lot about some of these issues. Wow. There's, for example, a strong correlation between population growth and waste disposal facilities. Because the more people you have in the community, the more waste will be generated.
Right.
And if the waste disposal is not keeping pace with the growth of the population, then you definitely
will face some challenges.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, I don't know that you're aware of this, but we are organizing, sorry about that, we are organizing a sanitation conference, which is happening on the 21st of August. And so perhaps now that you're here, you may want to, it's called a Sanitation and Clean Conference. I just want to just read you like a paragraph of it, and then, you know, I can get you to basically just share your brief thoughts on that before we get on to your inaugural lecture, which is coming up, and then we can release you, you know. So that's Metro TV. You know, there's Metro TV, Original TV, and there's Original FM, and that's the flyer there. It's called the Clean Conference, Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards the UN SDGs 2030, and it's happening at 21st of August, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. GMT. Prompt. It's happening at the City Conference Hall. That's this is your backyard, University of Ghana, Legon, and it's actually under the auspices of the Chief of Staff, Dr. Julius Debra. He's excited about this event, and he can't wait. You know, so basically, we're saying that we're just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030. We want to know how far Ghana has come. Now, the answers will begin with this national conversation with Metro and Regional FM Sanitation Conference and with the Chief of Staff. The Clean Conference is bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, and also civil society, and also young people and of all Ghanaians. Now, of course, we'll do a cleanup exercise the following day. Okay. Would you think it's a good initiative?
Oh, Moro, this is very, very laudable. You know, this is fantastic. And the more the media is involved in some of these issues, you know, the better for the country. So I'm really excited about it, seeing this. I think probably we may have been invited, maybe at the VC level. I'm sure Madam VC, if she's around, she will be there. If not, I may be probably the person to come. And I think it's an amazing initiative. You should, my only request is that you should continue with this. You should sustain it, you know, and don't make it like a 9-day wonder.
Okay.
But we certainly need this in this country.
Okay. That's an endorsement by Professor Cudjoe. I mean, it can't get better than that. Prof, my penultimate question to you. Yeah. Now, I'm just wondering, looking back, did you always imagine yourself occupying one of this university's highest leadership positions?
No.
Really?
Well, I've told you my history. You know, I did not grow up thinking about these things. I was just growing up as a normal boy. Yeah, but it was when I entered the academy, now that I realized, you know, some of these things are important. And one thing I like, I must confess, is I like competition a lot.
Okay.
I like to compete, especially with ideas,
right.
You know. So I'm the kind of people, I can see an advert, maybe there's a position for an executive director in Nairobi or something, and I just apply. just because I want to go through the process of competing with people and, you know, having ideas and, you know, trying. And sometimes I do get invited. In fact, I remember for one position, I was invited to Nairobi for an interview.
Wow.
You know, and which I'm sure I performed very well, because eventually the organizers called me, but I didn't get the job though. Yeah. So those things excite me, and so I do that, and it's sometimes relaxing to me.
What has been the most rewarding moment in your academic life?
It was about, you know, when I applied to go to the Regional Institute for Population Studies, as I said, in 2004. This is an institution that was established by the UN, UNFPA, as far back as 1972. And they provided funding. It's a regional institute because we got students from all over Africa, Anglophone-speaking Africa. And the institute was doing very well, but the arrangement was that the African government would take over the running of the institute after some time of funding. But you know, typical of African governments, this did not happen. So in the year 1999, the UN reviewed the funding.
Wow.
Okay, and the institute started going down, you know. So at the time I was going to RIPS, I remember at my interview, I was asked why I was going to a dying institution. And I told them that I could help revive it. And that's exactly what I did. Because at the time, my area of research, that is linking population to the environment, and eventually climate change was an emerging area. And so there was substantial funding in that direction. So we were able to attract a lot of grants to bring the institute back, increase the student numbers, provide equipment to undertake the research. So for me, this is one of the fulfilling moments in my academic career.
You are a doer.
Thank you.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
May God continue to bless you.
Amen.
You know, success means different things to different people. How would you describe your success at this new role? What would that mean to you? And what legacy do you want to leave when you're done?
Right now, University of Ghana has a little bit of challenge, okay, in terms of the research. The challenge is that the people that are doing the research, who are attracting the funding, okay, it's just a small proportion. It's just about 6% of the entire university. Okay, yet for us to reach the kinds of thresholds we are talking about, and university's funding has been growing at a rate of around 33% over the years. My ambition, the ambition I have, is to raise this to about 40%. And for us to be able to do that, we need a kind of a critical mass. Okay, so that's one of the main things I hope to undertake, to increase the critical mass of, we call them PIs, principal investigators in the University of Ghana. That will be, I think, for me, the main thing. That is going to drive a lot of research funding into the university.
Okay.
And then the other component will be to look at innovations and see how we can be able to assist up-and-coming students to be very innovative, come up with innovative ideas that can also be commercialized.
Wow. 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 Prof, there's a lot of questions I wanted to ask you. Unfortunately, time is not our best friend. And so, but you have a big event coming up on Thursday.
Yes.
It's an inaugural lecture. In just a minute, what are you going to talk to Ghanaians about?
Well, if you look at the caption, it says reading the skies. You know, I've had a lot of calls about what it means. People are asking, is it magic? Is it sorcery?
Yes.
But you know, it's about indigenous communities and the kinds of knowledge that exists in these communities. You see, so when people read the skies, they, you know, and this is a punchline I probably want you to take away. Okay. When people read the skies, they turn clouds into calendars.
This is powerful.
Yes.
Maybe I need to put it on Facebook.
Yeah, you have to. When people read, when communities, you know, this is knowledge that has been handed over from generation to generation.
You said when people
read the skies, when indigenous people read the skies,
yes,
they turn clouds into calendars.
Wow.
Okay, and this helps them to, you know, look out for their livelihoods, whether it's fisheries or agric, and then its impacts on their health.
Wow.
So basically, those are the things I'll be talking about: indigenous knowledge, how it relates to climate and health, and the fact that in this country now we have what I call a triple bedding. Okay, so we are not only having a bedding from the floods that we just experienced, but recall that just around March and April, there was extreme heat in this country and people were complaining. That is because we've entered the rainy season, people have forgotten. But that's also another bedding. And the third one has to do with sea level rise and sea flooding. So if you go to the Kita, Agaveji areas, they are experiencing a lot of sea erosion, sea flooding issues. So these are some of the things I will talk about and how they link up to health.
And it's happening at the Balm Library?
And no, at the Great Hall of the University.
Oh, the Great Hall.
Yes.
University of Ghana. That's wow, memories, because we used to attend a lot of events there. But anyway, a bird just whispered in my ears. We're done with the interview, but a bird just whispered in my ears that you're a very calm but a very effective leader as well.
Thank you.
Yes, but he or she said I shouldn't mention their name.
Okay.
This one is small compliment for you, sir.
Okay. I take them.
Prof, thank you very much. Maybe we'll have to have you again, perhaps after the lecture, so that we can have a conversation about what you intend to achieve with that, and going forward, what are some of the takeaways that those who the messages are intended for are supposed to use that for.
Okay, and please do get me involved in your conference.
Yes. Well, in fact, I'll find out from our Director of Operations whether some letters have been sent to the university. I'm sure that she said if the Vice Chancellor herself doesn't come, they will delegate you to attend. So thank you. Thank you so very much for making time to join us. It's been really, albeit short, but very impactful and a very productive conversation. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. So, folks, I've been talking to Professor Samuel Ade Cudjoe. He's been my guest on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. So, our guests for the newspaper review segment are also here. So, please stay with us.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Oh, good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and Maniswing, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpo.
It's Ghana Sanitation and Environmental Conference in Legon. CD conference on the 21st of August. My name is Haja Hamdatu Ibrahim Hussein. I'm going to be there. Kuduko kuzu, kuji enna zayi, abinde sa enna ruwa yezo yeche Accra. Mula sonko wa yezo, nyeso kuzo, agwada muko enna za kuyi, nyeso nguwannin kuduka, kuzamna cikin sabta. Don sabta Allah ma ya ce mu bari gidanmu, garinmu akwai sabta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. It's always a pleasure to know that you're still staying with us. My guests for the newspaper review segment are here, and the two very important personalities who've joined us this morning. Two important, but also very young, very young and intelligent gentlemen who have taken time with a very busy schedule to join us this morning. And now Aaron Asidrientry is a member of the MPP's communications team. Aaron, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Oh, good morning.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I had to hide myself.
I had to hide small
a bit.
Okay.
They said we took time out of our busy schedule. We are in opposition, so we have a lot of time on our hands. Just that we are engaging a lot of people, and our party is in a reorganization process.
Right.
You know that. You know your friend Senyo. Your Senyo.
Which one is Senyo?
Ameplenu.
Oh, yeah.
Senyo is running for Volta Regional Youth Organizer.
Oh, I see.
So last Thursday, I left Accra for Volta Region to engage the youth organizers and communicators for and on behalf of Senyo. I made a case for him that for me, I believe his affability, his strong communication skills, amongst others, is very telling. And I believe that if the voters or the delegates come this Saturday to converge in Ho or any other place that they will be voting, and they have to look for the next youth organizer for the Volta region, I believe that Ameplenu.
He's the guy, eh?
He's the guy. You know Ameplenu very well.
Yeah.
And how energetic he is.
Yeah.
You know, the Volta region has always been the stronghold of the NDC. We are hoping that Ameplenu comes in, shake their base, and ensure that he pinpoints what they are not doing right to them.
Right.
If you go to Ho, you get to know that all the town routes, virtually all the town routes, were done by President Akufo-Addo and the MPP.
Okay.
You get to know that much has not been done by the NDC in the Volta region, but they still get the vote.
Okay.
So we are hoping that when Ameplenu becomes the regional youth organizer together with his regional team, he should be able to do well. God willing, this week I will be in the Ashanti region too.
Okay.
To support a very good brother of mine. I'm sure you know him, Bafo Asaibidiako, popularly known as Sentence Bafo. He's also running for the Ashanti regional youth organizer.
Okay.
And I'm very confident that Sentence would be able to reorganize and rejuvenate the base of the MPP in the Ashanti region. On the national plane, I'll come back on it.
Okay.
I want to focus on the regional for today.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll have another discussion after the regional election. But the national one, I believe Kwame Poku CID will be the best bet to lead the youth wing of the party.
You've done some powerful campaigning this morning.
Oh,
these are your picks.
Okay, the platform is powerful. I must admit. I must admit that the platform is powerful. But if I'm to campaign, I go on a different tone.
Okay.
And also put the issues clear. If I'm to discuss it, I'm sure it's going to take a lot of time. The NDC is also engaged in what do we call it? Their reorganization. They are at branch level, right?
Yep.
Last week, they were in Western North having their regional youth conference. We heard a lot of issues coming out of there.
Okay.
We get to know Malik Basentali saying that the NDC is the only political party that has fulfilled its youth manifesto promises within a year.
Okay.
I'm not the one to even judge. Social media has already judged him. And I'm sure you'll be reconsidering those things. And it is not part of the topic, so I don't intend to delve much into it, and they will see. But the verdict is clear.
No problem. Your opening remarks is almost 10 minutes. Usually that's what happens. When I say good morning, how are you doing? And then we move on to our discussion. Because once you start,
when you said almost 10 minutes, I checked the time. The word almost saves you, but it's not even up to 5 minutes.
All right. Dr. Samaye. Yes. He's also with us. He is a presidential aide. Doc, I said, Doc, Doc, how are you?
Moro, by God's grace, I'm doing well. How are you also doing?
Fantastic. I'm doing very well. Good. But you people, why did you dispatch Nanaya Jantua to receive a petition on behalf of the president from the MPP. The MPP is not happy at all. They're saying that it should have been Nanaya and somebody else, and that Nanaya alone, for them, it's marks of a certain disrespect and a sense of looking down on the party. You've not attached that much prominence and that much importance to their protests. They are not happy at all. Yesterday, the minority leader was here, and he sought to set the record straight. We played the tape of what he said, and he did not. Of course, listening to the tape, he didn't say Nanaya was a nobody, but he said he would have wished that if it was somebody else, either the chief of staff or his deputies. But he thought that Nanaya alone was something that, and then he says, with all due respect, does not show that the government takes the demonstration seriously. Now, I just want us to do this as a curtain raiser before we move to our more substantive issue. And I'm asking you this because you work at the presidency, and so perhaps you would have some filler to share as to what went into that. First of all, what you make of that comment by the Honourable Minority Leader, and what you know in terms of what could have gone into the decision to appoint Nanaya to be the petition taker or receiver.
Yes, Mero, thank you very much. Good morning to my good brother, Aaron. Good morning to you and our viewers. I think that the minority, under the leadership of the Honorable Afenyo Makin, have still not left their high horses.
Okay.
It is regrettable in that Nanaya Jantua is a respected public figure. This is somebody who has been a former general secretary of a political party. She's been in the public sector with PURC for a number of years. She is no less a person than a presidential staffer who is synonymous to a minister of state. She is clothed with every opportunity and power to execute functions as and when it is assigned to her. First of all, what is the basis for which they are saying that she alone cannot take a petition? How many people do you need to take a petition? Did they tell us who should have been the second or third person to accompany her? If the second or third person was also a presidential staffer, would they have agreed? If the second or third persons were presidential aides, what would have been the communication? So it is not really about Nanaya Jantua. It is about the lack of respect for the office of the president being demonstrated by the minority, especially when we know that Nanaya Jantua did not just get up and go and collect the petition.
Right.
According to her, she was actually delegated by His Excellency the President because the whole team were at UPSA commemorating the 1 year memorial service at the UPSA for our 8 fallen heroes.
Right.
So definitely it was out of the usual operations at the office of the president. And so the minority could have averted their minds to the fact that that day was not an ordinary day. It was 1 year since our 8 gallant men lost their lives in such a horrendous manner. You understand the point I'm making? So, really, apart from the fact that they have been so insensitive, they were disconnected with the feeling and the sensitivity of the people of Ghana on that day. They have demonstrated significant disrespect for the office of the president. And I don't think that should be coming from a minority that expects that they will be endeared towards the people of Ghana. Because you must be sober, you must reflect, you must be decorous and respectful in a way, a manner that you discuss these issues. Because at the very least, this is a woman of significant age and experience. I'm very confident that she's elderly more than the Honorable Afenyo-Markin.
Oh, of course, obviously. She's almost 60.
Yes, Nanabi, Justin Fipon Kodia. The only exception I can create will be the former minority leader, a majority leader.
Yeah,
the Honorable Osei Chairman.
Yeah, so he's older than her.
But even the Honorable Osei Chairman Sabosu, throughout the whole event, accorded the woman with significant respect. And that the impression that was created was that the woman is a nobody. That's the impression I got.
When you
does not need to tell us that he didn't say the woman is a nobody. His demeanor, his structure, the conversation, and the kind of commentary he made gave the impression that he had no respect for the woman. But I want Afenyo-Markin to understand. The Honorable Afenyo-Markin, I want him to understand respectfully, with the greatest of respect, that the constitution that he sought to defend, the basis for which they had their demonstration, that they dubbed democracy under attack, that democracy is being defended by the Constitution of Ghana. And that the democracy and the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana was written by ordinary people who were lawyers. Some of them were in the civil society. Some of them were in the public service. Some of them were seasoned technocrats like Madam Nana Yajanto, who Afenyo-Markin is creating the impression that she's an ordinary person. That constitution was written by ordinary people. And that there is enormous responsibility on him to respect persons that they come across, especially persons who have been delegated by the high office of His Excellency the President. The Constitution enjoins us. And in our public space, we have always been speaking about the affirmative action bill and what have you, to encourage women to break the glass ceiling that allows women to participate. How many presidential staffers do we have? How many of them are women? So if you have a respected woman occupying such a position, it is incumbent on them to show the woman that respect. So I think that what he did on that day flies in the face of the very principle that all of us believe in, that we should give women the opportunity. There was no respect. There was no dignity. I mean, watching on the social media, I was set aback that what really will cause him to do that. And after doing that, what surprises me was that they handed over the petition to another woman to give the petition to a woman. So if you want to choose another nobody in the MPP, must it be a woman?
Right.
So what they did clearly, in my candid opinion, is one of the gravest disrespect to the women of this country. At the very least, there are many women in this country whom have the capacity to, represent government or any state institution in that capacity. And I think that the MPP lost the opportunity to demonstrate their respect for women in public service and women in general.
Okay.
And I think that we must, the party must find a way to repair the image that they've created for themselves because of what the Honorable Afenyo-Markin did. Young people on social media were not happy about it.
Okay.
It showed that clearly in MPP, if you do not belong to a certain caliber, if you are not a man, possibly, if you are not from a certain status, you do not have the chance in the MPP. And I think that it must be put on record that the high-handedness, and the arrogance that they've espoused in opposition, it must be put on record that it is not one that many Ghanaians are happy about. It must not be coming from an opposition party that is garnering support to take the reins of government. So if they are doing this in opposition, what would they do when they have the opportunity to come to government?
All right.
There's a saying that if a man plucks feathers from a tortoise, what will he do when he lays hands on the fowl? If in opposition, you show this level of disrespect to women and the people of Ghana, what will you do when you have the benefits of
No
power?
problem. Let's take a short break. When I come back, I'll get your reaction on this matter. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please stay with us.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. In whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, is that you? Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action.
Me did Sasso spray. Mr. Femi Sasso quell.
Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come on, Tom Preco.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpo. Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpo.
Hello, my name is Paul Adomochiri. I'm the host of Good Evening Ghana here on Metro TV. I'm inviting you to the Clean Conferences at the City Conference Center at the University of Ghana. We have to make Ghana clean, and Metro TV is leading this agenda with Original FM. Everyone will be there. Please join us and let's make Ghana clean. So we have a first day of talking, and then we go on the field and actually show how to clean. The Chief of Staff will be leading that effort, Honorable Julius Debra. He will be there with us to help us to show how to clean. We know how to clean. Join us to clean.
In a time where noise is loud but clarity is rare, one program is changing the conversation. Welcome to the Intelligence Desk. This is not a talk show. This is a working studio. Each week, we break down the biggest national and global issues from AI and digital transformation to trade, jobs, governance, and national competitiveness, and turn complexity into practical, usable knowledge. Sharp questions, structured thinking, real solutions built live on air. With resident resource person Dr. David King Boyson, the show moves beyond commentary, designing frameworks, mapping strategies, and holding decision makers accountable. From the big issue briefing to the strategy lab to the innovation and opportunity board, every episode delivers tools you can use. If you care about Ghana's future, if you value clarity over chaos, if you believe leadership requires intelligence, then this is your desk. The Intelligence Desk, hosted by RSM Kofi Dole Lawson on Metro TV, where Ghana thinks forward.
Sorry about that. Some of you are telling us that you were not hearing us at some point. We're so sorry. It was had some little technical hitch, but we're fine now. Aaron Entry is still here with us. He's representing the New Patriotic Party, and also Dr. Samaya is the presidential aide. Both of them are here. Aaron, yep, you heard everything that Dr. Samaya said. But before you come in, I want us to watch this video.
Tia, yes, me ba beji petition ye po ba muga me pese me promise wo say no me official petition taker for MPP.
Hey. Oh, Jubilee House.
Yes. And the mom ko demonstration. So mo be konkwa no the petition ba omo letter ba ho amena me reply na ma sign. Wo mo petition ba me na me kwa akwaji. Me official petition taker for MPP. Any demo any mom ko. So mo kwa Mia na mekwa akoje. Mia obia nkonkoje. Say government His Excellency Mahama wo dia sheme gown say me na meji petition bia IMPP for the beba. Ene omo ma ho. Omo do petition na omo de agya wo ba bi. Na so mebe fie ho pa de. Ana omo krata bi beba ho. Mia na meyi ano. We say crown His Excellency Mahama be mama omo response. Choleta fine ya no ama omo. Ai, kama. De omo keka nyina mia ne meyi ano. Nti so omo suro mi din. Se maye saman twantwa ama omo, se maye kakaya ama omo be hu mi de bia. They will see me. As long as omo si omo ma akola omo ama amenna no, oso na. Mia ne mekwa akwaje. Meka kire omo ga binya agro na medi. Say me official petition taker.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. So here we go. Aaron, you just heard Nana Ajantwa. He said whether you like it or not, she's now the official petition taker of the for the MPP.
Bro, someone arrogating a certain portfolio for herself shouldn't really be a bother to me this morning. I want to discuss the germane issues before I come to the Nanaya matter, because my brother Samia sits here and says that we were insensitive on the said day.
Yes.
I think, let me be very clear. You know, on the eve of the demonstration, the MPP, through its General Secretary, issued a letter commiserating with the 8 gallant men and speaking to the nation. 4 p.m. of that day, that is the 5th of August, our national organizer was on Asempa FM and stated clearly that as of the time he was sitting there, he had not received, or the party had not received, any official invitation to that interfaith ceremony or commemoration that the government held. So when he mentioned that, in fact, I messaged the national organizer that, is he serious about it? He said, yes. They've all heard that there will be an interfaith service for these 8 gallant men. And as such, well, they have not received it. We are proceeding on the demonstration. But you see, let's not be hypocritical in our thoughts and our ways. We are very young people. And anytime when issues come like this, we must assess it and ask ourselves, have we even been fair to the facts before we even proceed on labeling people as insensitive? My brother, on the 29th day of June, we woke up to a terrible situation happening in Ghana. There were floods all over Accra. I was scheduled to go for a revival service at Pehe Methodist. The church was actually swallowed by rains on that day. It is reported that over 34 people died. You know what happened? The president on the following day, he took a helicopter, flew on the tops or the heads of Ghanaian people, just examining this issue, got down and never paid a visit, a single visit, to the families of any of the 34 people who died. The height of insensitivity is that the president then again the following day adorned himself in white and said that he's going on a national Thanksgiving. And the sad thing and the most painful thing the president did is that when he was given the opportunity to speak at the said event, his first statement or his prelude was to sing "There Shall Be Showers of Blessings." While the previous day, 34 people have died out of floods. He was singing "There Shall Be Showers of Blessings." What are you telling the 34 Ghanaians who died? Is it because that none of them are ministers of state? None of them are appointees of this government. And so we are not paying attention to them. You come and you mention sensitivity. Granted, we are even holding on to sensitivity. Ask yourself, why did the 8 people die? They died because of Galamsey. Ask yourself, Moro, today. And any reasonable Ghanaian will attest to that, the fact that Galamsey has been worse off. I'm not the one saying this. The wife of Samuel Abuaje, the deputy NADMO boss, who died through this, in his speech, told President Mahama that my husband has died in vain. I have the video. That Galamsey is worse off. You gave about 18 promises in your manifesto, chapter 4 of their manifesto. Specifically, chapter 4.3, 18 promises on Galamsey. On top of it, you had some of their ministers now, then key opposition members. Some just said that we can use 1 week to end Galamsey. Ask yourself, even Sandel, you know the sad thing. He cried on the day Omane Boama died. 1 year commemoration, Sam George is nowhere to be found. People are questioning him whether it was crocodile tears. On top of it, the lands minister, then a deputy minority leader, even one Sunday afternoon, Moro, told the whole country that the solution to Galamsey is declaring a state of emergency. He becomes lands minister, and another fateful afternoon, Sunday afternoon, he organizes a press conference, and all he did was to cry and cancel the licenses of Akunta Mining. Or the charade of it, I'm sure today we are going to discuss Adamus, because what is happening in Adamus is the same thing that happened under Akunta Mining. The selective justice should stop. We will discuss that. I'm putting that even aside. This lands minister is even still on after reshuffle. And it has been 1 year and you tell me that you are sensitive and you've met at UPSA. To me, when the 8 people died, I felt very sad because nobody in this country should wake up in the morning with the quest to serve the republic and end up dying in such gruesome manner. It shouldn't happen. We should pray against it. We should ensure that we maintain effort or we work towards preventing subsequent incidents. But the 8 gallant men are equally humans like the 34 Ghanaians who died out of floods. You know the insensitive nature of it. There was money sitting down for guard. Take the said money, distill the data, deal with it, and reduce the effect of flooding. Moro, the insensitivity is that Minister Atofonsin says that when he spends, the problem he's going to have is that it will affect his numbers because he wants to be a president somewhere and contest Dr. Maumia.
Is that what he said?
Who doesn't know he wants to be president? No, let's even put it that aside. Has he said that? We will come to that. We are politicians. Okay. We are journalists. Probably want to deal with what you are seeing. But when we can clearly infer My brother, he did not spend. The money is there. Take it. Give it to the appropriate bodies for them to distill the gutters and deal with it so that we don't get such devastating effect. He did not spend. The sad thing is that when there was a reshuffle, my brother, if you check a video which had the Greater Accra Regional Minister and is it my majority deputy chief whip, Madam Doyo, the Honorable Doyo.
Yes, Comfort.
You get to know that the Greater Accra Regional Minister is even asking who is Honorable Gilbert, who is the Works and Housing Minister who has been reshuffled to defense. The Greater Accra Regional Minister should be working directly with to curb this. And you know the sad thing, Honorable Gilbert is going to be the defense minister. And still, you know, the government has placed some military men to be doing the demolition. She must work with him. Unfortunately, she does not know the Honorable Gilbert. This is the state we are in, the insensitivity. So my brother, don't go there. Your hypocrisy is even stinking. Don't go there. Now back to the matter. When I was selected to come to this show for the first time, I remember when I sat here, you started reading my whole profile. I never knew that you knew where I schooled, where I've been dealing or doing certain matters. It means that there are protocols in life. For me, I have the greatest of respect for everybody in this life. I've always been mentioning this. You know, I know Samia. Samia was my junior back in UCC. We were in the same hall. More importantly, in the same church. Just that I became a church executive. He chose not to be. Born Presbyterian, would remain a Presbyterian and die Presbyterian. It tells you that my moral values tells me a lot. And so when MPP hit on the street to do democracy under attack, in fact, let me deal with that before I come to this. Democracy attack does not mean that democracy has collapsed. So if you say that we went for a demonstration and attack, democracy is not under attack, then I disagree with you. Moreover, Adolf Hitler of Germany was appointed chancellor in 1933. He ended up banning opposition parties and became a dictator. Go to the Soviet Union and be dealing with Stalin and others. He was even a general secretary of a political party, got into power through democratic means and became a dictator. If we say democracy in our times, we have plethora of issues to mention. Is it about the insult going wrong? I will not endorse insults. But insults are not criminal offenses. If they are, then President Mahama should be the first person to be arrested. He chose to malign a whole tribe. He called the Kufuor and the Sachin people Sakawa boys. The height of it. The height of it. And the insensitive nature is that they come and now go to churches, stay on church podiums and start preaching against this. But he started it. After dealing with the tribe and nobody cautioned him, I remember President Kufuor reported this issue to Catholic Bishop Conference. When nothing was said about it, my brother, he now drew it down to Kufuor and started calling him Jack Turundu. You do this, today when somebody calls you can you tend to move to arrest the person. Democracy being under attack does not mean it has collapsed. It creeps. It started with BOG governor. People just got into his house, broke into his house. Even it was reported that a certain amount of money was stolen. I
mean the former BOG governor?
Yeah, former BOG governor. That is Addison.
Addison, yes, yeah, Dr. Ernest Addison.
Ernest Addison. That is what happened. We've gone through this process. There was this current video of where the president was telling the national security coordinator that I think 150 million or so. Twitter boys reproduces same video of which his boss, the Minister for Government Communication, has even affirmed the same video and ascribed an explanation to it. I'm telling you, the people were arrested over 48 hours. They were behind bars. What are we doing to ourselves in this country? And we are speaking about it. You have an issue. Now back to the Nanaya matter. Yesterday I watched your interview with the Honorable Osahin Alexander Afenyomark, and I don't want to have a problem with how he arranges his name. Now the point is, after watching his video and you playing the video over here, I went to Adom TV, no, Adom FM, and Nanaya Ajantua was there. So yesterday's evening, when I was informed that you should come on the show and I saw her picture, saw a lot of people making comments about it, and I felt that, well, if it is what I saw in the video alone, of which she and I Jantwa had met at Adom, then clearly I don't think there was an insult. Unless Nanaya can come and tell us that there were other conversations around which we have not heard, of which she stated same on Adom FM, that there were other conversations. You see, those conversations should be treated with prejudice, because I did not hear. She is the only person who heard it, and she's making complaints about it. But you see, on your Wednesday show, you have Uncle Kwesi Pratt over here.
Yeah.
I don't think that even in the first place, you bring anybody who is below the standard of Uncle Kwesi Pratt. It's because you build certain protocols. And if you read law, particularly in public international law, there are legalities and conventions. You find a president visiting this country, a president of another country. You know, we lay red carpet for the person. Let's say the president of country A visits Ghana, and we choose not to lay the red carpet. It is not an offense, but we breach a clear protocol. And so, if you listen to Afenoma, he said, with deference to you, Nanaya, we believe that it shouldn't be you alone. But in any case, you must even understand these issues from the history of it. We were in this country, my brother, when the NDC went on a demonstration at BOG, the director of security, the director of BOG security, big man, a lawyer, a retired military officer of this country, they even chose not to even give the letter to the person and said that the person is not of their standard. You feel that you want to choose who should be the standard for the new patriotic party. Why? As I've maintained, if it is the video of Afenoma making those pronouncements, then you would agree with me that there was no insult. Unless, as she said on several platforms, that there were several conversations being held around which got him infuriated, then that is fine. Because myself, I didn't hear it. Yourself, you didn't. I was part of the demonstration. I was a bit closer to them, but I was tired. So I decided to excuse myself for them to do the presentation. My brother, the one who did the presentation to Nanaya is no mean a person. The deputy national youth organizer of our party, of which I serve under, Sandra Sarkodie. And are you telling me that Nanaya is above Sandra Sarkodie to take the said petition? Nanaya should examine her own comments on, I think, UTV of Seoul, when the Bank of Ghana governor chose to use the director of security. But you see, I'm a progressive person. Some of these issues should be dealt with very well. When MPP comes to power, I'm not sure the Samia, when they are demonstrating, will pick somebody they believe in their thought is someone who should even be accompanied by people to come and receive their petitions. When we start to accord ourselves with that greatest of respect, I'm sure a democracy will do fine. Let's not be creating or playing a gender card. That is a conversation, and you see, I get this conversation a lot. Anytime the MPP sets an agenda, the NDC has a nice way of bringing another conversation to cover it. You would agree with me that the demonstration was a success. When I got to the grounds, I was on a TV show in the morning. I got to the grounds around 10. When I got there and I saw the numbers, the first thing I told Nana Bill is that, say, pray that there is no stampede. Because if there is stampede, trust me, the MPP would have a lot to be explaining. Because the people were too much. I said, where are you from? Too many people over there. And you get to know that the demonstration was a success, and there is a way the NDC wants to pull a certain gender card and be dealing with this matter. It is fine she's registering her displeasure. It is fine she's arrogating to herself that she will be the one receiving petitions from the MPP. We have no problem. When it is time and we get there and you have a displeasure, we register sale. And nobody should come and dictate how the MPP should be running its affairs. We agree, there are protocols. I'm not sure you bring somebody, you believe that this is not fit for this platform to sit on Good Morning Ghana. This is New Patriotic Party. It is the government in waiting. And if we are registering our displeasure on the numerous arrests, you know the interesting thing, when they started arresting a lot of people, they chose to arrest their own party executive in a shady manner that he's insulted Dr. Bawumia. Dr. Bawumia issued a release. Rather, insults are no criminal offense.
with insult are no criminal offense, do not hide under that. If insults are criminal offense, I maintain firmly the first person to be arrested is President Mahama, because he labeled a whole tribe as a Chimsakawa boys. Okay. Nobody spoke against him on that.
All right.
He went ahead to be describing people.
So I don't want us to spend all day on this matter, but I just have just one question for you, Aaron. You know, you raised the issue about the caliber of person who was delegated to receive the petition on your behalf.
Not caliber of person. I'm talking about the office.
Office. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Maybe the choice of my words, but you raise issues with the person who received your petition on your behalf, and the fact that you agree with the minority leader that it could have been better. It could have been better, and then you took us back into memory lane when the minority held a similar protest to the central bank. And at the time was the head of security or director of security who received the petition on their behalf. But the NDC didn't even present the petition because they thought it was disrespectful. Now, I've just been thinking that, look, in all of this, so you take the case of Nana Ajantwa, whose position is analogous to, say, a minister of state.
Deputy minister,
not a minister, so a deputy minister of state. Okay. Isn't that enough? I'll start with that first, and then we can go back to the director of...
let's make that comparison.
Okay.
The NDC was not demonstrating to Jubilee House.
Right.
They were demonstrating to
Bank of Ghana. It was the minority, actually.
Good. The minority, yes.
It wasn't even the entire party. It was just the minority.
So, now check the structure of BOG and ask yourself, is a director of BOG no means a less person in the said organization? Definitely not. So if you have your preference to choose who you would think that the said person should receive your petition, why do you feel so big and entitled that you want to determine say or otherwise for another political party? You can't. Let's accord ourselves that respect. That is the belief of the New Patriotic Party.
The challenge, however, is that, Aaron, even though you have made a case, in fact, you've actually justified why you still think that there was nothing wrong with the director of security to have collected or to attempt to collect to receive the petition on behalf of the central bank of the Bank of Ghana. Don't you think that the government of the day also have every reason to justify why they don't have a problem with Anaya collecting or receiving a petition on behalf of the presidency?
Moro, do you know who a deputy minister is in an administration?
Tell me.
So if you read Article 78 of the Constitution, it justifies it. We appoint Minister of State and Deputy Minister. Let's say I'm a Minister of State of Transport. I'm just making an assumption. I have a deputy, and the deputy, let's say it's Samiaye. When I'm not in the country, Samiaye cannot act in my capacity. Oh, you know that? There must be another substantive minister coming to act in my capacity.
Right.
It is why when Omane Boama died.
By the way, people say you look like him.
Like Omane Boama.
You look very much like him. And you sound like him. Anyway, please go ahead.
You see, it is why when Omane Boama died as a substantive minister, the president, or per law, we had a finance minister acting as the substantive minister or acting in the position of the said defense minister. Broja Jemfi, who was the deputy, was not asked or per law cannot act in that capacity. This is the New Patriotic Party. This is the New Patriotic Party. And I've always mentioned, we are not an opposition party. We are government in waiting. And you bring a deputy minister to meet us to receive it. It is why Osahene mentioned that. You see, at least when they brought you, they should have added others. Then we get to know that you place much premium to what we are doing. And because if the MPP or the NDC, whichever political party is in power, is in disarray, it affects our democracy. It affects our democracy. So you must place premium on it. So if you feel that an organization like Bank of Ghana, a director security is not qualified to receive your
petition.
Okay.
Why should a deputy minister or someone
Qualified
who
to
is
receive a petition.
analogous to the said portfolio be qualified to take a petition?
All right. Hey, you have any quick responses to make? So we
Yes,
can move on
they are
to
not quick. He's made a lot
Kwame
of
Beck.
statements, and I'm
Yes.
surprised that he's making those statements. First of all, a presidential staffer is not a deputy minister.
Okay.
You can check. If you want to defend vociferously the way my good brother Aaron is defending, you must be clear with the facts. Presidential staffers are synonymous to ministers of state. It is presidential aides that are synonymous to deputy ministers. So you got that wrong. You need to get that right. Secondly, Moro.
Yes, sir.
If it is right for a director for security, in the imagination of the MPP, it is good for a director of security at Bank of Ghana, not even a deputy governor or a governor, a director at Bank of Ghana can take a petition. But a presidential staffer who is synonymous to a minister cannot take a petition. That is how flawed the logic of the MPP is. You are comparing a director at a state institution to a minister of state. What kind of illogical comparison is this? Secondly, Moro, I have told you that Madam Nanaya Jantwa is a former general secretary of a political party. So if Justin Frimpong Kodia, who is a general secretary of a political party, have the right to demonstrate and expect that his petition should be taken, a former general secretary, a position Madam Nanaya Jantwa occupied several years before Justin Frimpong Kodia even thought of doing politics. So Madam Nanaya Jantwa cannot take a petition. But Justin Frimpong Kodia can take a petition. What kind of illogical analysis is this? It is because, like I said, the MPP see themselves above every other human in Ghana. It is right for them to do this, but not right for another person to do same. You have the right to do a demonstration. Present people you think should do the demonstration and present a petition. But government, people acting in the stead of the president, people whom the presidency has delegated, acting on behalf of His Excellency the President, a presidential staffer synonymous to a minister cannot take a petition. My brother, are you serious on what you are saying? Is that something that you really want to defend on this platform? And he made mention of the point that, the MPP issued a statement, and that was enough. Moro, do you know what is funny about this? My brother says that the MPP was not officially invited. You were not invited, but you had the cause to issue a statement.
Right.
Oh, please, let me talk. When you were talking, I was quiet. Let me talk. You had the presence of mind to issue a statement, but you go around because you want to satisfy your selfish, self-serving interest to go on a demonstration at a time the country was in a state of, let me say, mourning or thanksgiving because of what had happened. That is the height of insensitivity that you demonstrated. And especially when the basis for which Moro the demonstration was had that don't make sense. He is here saying that, the people have been arrested because of insult. I beg to differ. The people were not arrested because of insult. As for insult, a lot of people have insulted almost everyone in Ghana. These are people who issue direct threat to the life of the president. Camilla, Minat, who is also known as Baumia, but they issue direct threat to the president's life.
Right.
And you are, you sit here, a student of law, defending this. That if somebody had issued death threats to the president and the President Kufa would have said this. And so you must not trivialize the issue and pretend as though we are talking about just insult. It is not about insults. These are people who directly actually threaten the president's life, including those on TikTok and TikTok Live and what have you. And so the comparison you are making is business. Secondly, you said our judiciary and what have you. Meanwhile, you wanted to create a parallel between Tumi's case and Adamu's case. Meanwhile, in both situations, justice has been delivered. So what really is the basis for your, analysis? He said that, Moro.
Okay.
President Mahama demonstrated insensitivity because when the floods happened, he only flew to assess the situation. So what should the president have done?
Okay.
To know the extent of the flood.
Mm-hmm.
This is a president that decided to be prudent and efficient with resources. To know the extent of flood, the President Mahama did not need to swim in the floods to know. Neither did he need to walk in the floods to know the extent of the flood. The president had to be sophisticated and efficient with the use of resources.
Okay.
By flying to assess the full impact of it. The president did not end the Moro. The president actually cost 350 million Ghana cedis to be released.
Okay.
150 million for relief items, 200 million for construction of drains, desilting gutters, and what have you. That is the mark of good leadership. That's the mark of a president that actually responded to it. What happened under the MPP?
Okay.
Why? What happened to the millions of dollars that were given to the sanitation industry to even work on the Odo River? What did we see? What did we see? What work was done in that regard? Moro.
Yep.
Do you know that when the flood happened, the flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, wore Adidas sneakers and was walking through the floods.
Okay.
And creating the impression that he thinks about the people of Ghana. And that he cared so much about the people of Ghana. That beyond the optics, what really did the flag bearer do? But when His Excellency the President declared 2 days for all of us to put ourselves together, be on the streets, help in the silting drains, declared 2 days for National Sanitation Day. Dr. Bawumia did not step a foot there. He did not care about, you are criticizing and empathizing with the people of Ghana about the floods. But when an opportunity is presented to you to show true commitment in making sure that floods end in this country, Dr. Bawumia did not show up. He was nowhere to be found. Neither did he even take the opportunity to even distribute a few, relief items to the people of Ghana. All he had to do was to wear Adidas sneakers and walk around. But when the opportunities come for him to show true commitment to the matter, he was nowhere to be found. What should our president? What else would the president do apart from making sure that he provides relief items and do actual capital investments in making sure that the situation is abated? Why didn't we inaugurate a task force to engage in demolition of structures that are placed in the waterways?
Okay.
You understand the point? Enough is being done.
Okay.
Moro, he made mention of the fact that he actually delved into obscurantism.
Okay.
And said that, Moro, the greater Accra minister was with somebody he didn't know Gilbert. Everybody knows that the Honorable Gilbert Kenneth Ejei is largely known by everyone as Kenneth Ejei.
Okay.
In fact, many people do not even know that he's called Gilbert. And so for a minister hearing that they have appointed somebody called Gilbert Ejei, it was because the minister did not even know that his colleague, her colleague minister is called Gilbert. It is a known fact. But everybody knows that when the flag issue came, one of the ministers that actually went on that tour with His Excellency the President to assess the situation was the former Works and Housing Minister who has now been appointed a defense minister. You understand the point?
Okay,
so really, it is not an issue we should discuss. He's talking about insensitivity. Were you in this country when in 2020, 8 people died during the general election? Did President Kufuor utter a word about that situation? Were you in this country?
Okay.
My brother Aaron. No, more. Let me give me some few minutes to discuss this matter. 8 people died. President Kufuor and Dr. Bawumia did not say anything about it. At the time, Dr. Bawumia was the chairman of the Police Council. He did not utter a word. Why? In 2017, 37 people died in a fire incident when a VIP bus was traveling from Boku to Accra. What did President Kufuor say about it? He did not say anything about it. You are talking about people calling people names. Why? Dr. Bamia, did you not label President Mahama Malam John? Do you remember Malam John? Were you there? He labeled President Mahama Malam John. Was that not insulting? Where were you in this country? What did you say about it? What did you say about it? So, really, Moro, there's no issue.
Okay.
He said that, Thanksgiving, some Thanksgiving was done, and what have you. Moro, even the Bible tells us that in all our difficulty, you must give thanks to the God. That after all that had happened,
okay,
even of the 8 gallant fallen heroes, the memorial service was done to thank God for their lives.
Okay.
And pray that God will have them in his bosom.
Okay.
And so if a flood situation has happened, and that it could have been worse off than what actually happened, and that in everything, praises and thanks must be given to God, what has the president actually done? What is wrong with that? You understand the point? So the criticisms from the MPP on this whole demonstration matter and all the things my brother Alampai has said.
Okay. Oh, I'm Aaron calling me Alampai.
has not
Alampai on national television.
My brother Aaron, the president is put out clearly.
What is that his nickname?
Oh, no, my mother has an issue with that name. My mother. She came to visit me.
So Moro, the issues raised by my good brother,
oh my God,
they are side issues.
Okay.
They do not address the issue. Even it's about the reason why somebody will go on a demonstration, and for which reason they will disrespect somebody delegated by the president. The reason for that demonstration was business.
Okay. All right.
Because the MPP in this country have had the opportunity to hold press conferences. Nobody has taken that away from them.
No problem.
They've had the opportunity to issue press statements. Nobody has an opportunity with them. They've had the opportunity to go to court, file motions, and get judgments in their favor in that regard.
Okay.
And so, what really is the issue for which somebody will say they'll go for
your very good friend.
And so,
your very good friend says he's begging you. He needs just 2 minutes of your time.
Oh no! But he's had his time. You even gave him more time more than me.
I know.
You gave him more time more than me. So what really is he coming to see? Is he coming to justify the reason why they had their
let me justify.
So let me justify. If he has 2 minutes, I'll have 5.
Hey, so Moro. You see, when
sounds like a threat.
When Samiaye was quick to say that a presidential staffer is like a minister in others, I know what he sought to do. Okay. He's a presidential aide.
Yes.
He's running away from the public, gauging his salary. So I agree with you.
But you can go. Relax. Where from this argument?
You said
who is talking about salary?
You said that you should.
So you wanted the 2 minutes to do this?
Now, my brother.
Moro, why are you allowing him to do this?
Oh, please.
How does this conversation?
You've been very decorous.
What does this conversation have to do with salary?
You've been very decorous.
Where from this?
I'm only telling him that the said argument he gave me.
He's engaging in obscurantism. What is there? What
was your vocabulary now? Moro. Oh, I heard Samiaye mentioning that Dr. Bawumia putting on a sneaker, going to the flag victims, and even sending Akosua Menu to take relief items to them is something we shouldn't commend him for. You have a president that we voted for with our money, our vote. We've given him that power to lead us and control the national budget. So to only fly on the top of the heads of the Ghanaian people who have suffered through these flags. 34 of them died, and he has never stepped foot in any of their families to even visit their families. Is it because that they are not ministers of state? And you question Bawumia taking relief items to them. Yesterday, the sad thing is that he's mentioning that they've allocated 350 million. Ask him the update for it. It took UAE embassy to be giving out gari, sugar, and others to these flood victims. So now, none of them has received a penny from government. We talk about this, and you feel that it is a problem. The president releases a reshuffle list, and in the letter, the president has stated that the Works and Housing Minister has been moved from Western Housing to Defense. And you tell me that the regional minister asking who is he is not a problem.
and you ask, is there a future for solving this flooding situation in Ghana? What is happening in this country? Okay. Your level of insensitivity is an insensitivity. Moro, go to Obuasi now, where Omanebuama and the 7 others were supposed to land. It's now a Galamsey site. The airstrip over there is now a Galamsey site, and the sad thing is that you have the Obuasi NDC vice chairman challenging that if he is doing Galamsey, let anybody take him on. The sad reality. Samuel Abuage's wife is looking into your face this morning that keep on defending this. The Galamsey and you, your level of sensitivity is still in disarray. Go to the several water bodies. Now, even in several institutions, SHS, they are doing Galamsey over there. The same Obuasi, they are doing Galamsey in senior high schools. And you sit here this morning, you want to whitewash the president. Okay. The president should know that he can fly. But when he gets down, he should know that it is not only NDC appointees he should take time to celebrate or commemorate. Okay. There are ordinary Ghanaians, 34 of them died, which Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has seen the essence to give them relief items. And you will sit here to discredit that. All right.
Moro,
excuse me.
Moro,
excuse me.
My brother has to know that the president himself went out to take part of the National Sanitation Day. Please.
People are dying. You are not even paying attention to them. Please. Is it the case that when Dr. Bawumia is dealing with sanitation in his house or in front of him, he has to move out to show?
Why are you allowing him?
The president participating in National Sanitation Day. What is the how does it even resolve the problem we are dealing with?
Let him talk. Please go ahead.
This is the man that went out and said that he cares about the people of Ghana because there has been a flood. A president has issued a directive that in support of what he's doing, releasing funds and what have you, let us all help one another. And he has declared 2 days of cleaning. Dr. Bawumia did not come. But when he came for the politics and optics of it, he went out and walked into the flood. But when the germane and genuine opportunity came for him to demonstrate that he really is sorry about what happened to people, he didn't show up. That is the kind of leader Alampine is having. Secondly, he said that government did not distribute. Let me tell you, when the issue happened, the Minister for Government Communication, the Honorable Felix Kwatro Fusu, updated this country on the social media platforms. Various communities, districts, and places that government had distributed relief items. Is it not of public record? It is there. Everybody knows. Go and check his Facebook post. So you cannot come and sit here and lie. Secondly, how did this happen? Moro, you know that in the last 6 years of the MPP, are you listening to me very well?
I'm listening.
They got $103 million of Garrett funds.
Okay.
Under the MPP. Garrett funds, $103 million. They use all that money. Are you listening?
Okay.
On capacity building sessions, travels, and make sure that the money that they have been given to enhance Ghana's fight against flood, that money was dropped. It is a fact nobody can discount. It is a fact nobody can.
Spokesperson of government.
Let me talk. Can discount. So you create a problem. You allocate monies to sanitation ministry under your watch. We end up seeing those monies under the bed of the minister. Nothing was done. And you now forget and come and sit on a platform blaming government on flood. That is the height of this honesty and hypocrisy that you have demonstrated on this matter. Because we know your effort against flood under your government. President Akufo-Addo told us that he will make the Odo River a recreational ground where we will see fishes and other things and water. What did he do under his watch? Did that happen? When a philanthropist decided to dredge the Odo River for free.
It's not true.
They were hampered.
It is never true. Nobody dredged Odo for free. And I'll prove same to you.
I'm saying that when he decided, listen, Mr. Ibrahim Mama sent his machine there.
When it is not his machine.
Please, let me talk. It is not.
I'm going to prove it to you.
Keep quiet and let me talk. Finally, Moro, on Galamsey. Look, if anybody would discard Galamsey, you shouldn't be a member of the MPP. Because your records are sorry. Professor Frimpong Boaten's report is clear. And I'm happy that the Attorney General said they are going into it. Moro, if not for anything, check online, City News, Joy News, Metro, your portals. Only about a month ago, the last ministry told us that they reclaimed 1,000 335 acres of land that were used for Galamsey. Do you know that?
Okay.
It was said, check it. Our viewers can watch it. These were Galamsey areas that have been reclaimed. Number two, when we came into government, 9 forest reserves were declared as red zones. Nobody could enter. Minerals Commission of Africa could not enter. Under the watch of the Honorable Amabua, those 9 forest reserves had been reclaimed. Now you come and sit here and create the impression that nothing is being done. Why? Only a few weeks ago, don't you know that the Gold Board actually signed a deal with the Ghana Armed Forces to give 27.6 million Ghana cedis to aid the efforts of reclamation. That is the mark of a government, Moro, that is working. Look, nobody is saying that Galamsey fight will end today.
Okay.
We all know how essential it is.
All right.
But when there is clear evidence, like the 1,335 acres that have been claimed, the forest reserve that we've taken possession of,
okay,
it is clear that government efforts are seeing some sign. But you, under your watch, under the MPP.
Let me bring it.
We know your records when it comes to
Let me bring in our viewers.
Please.
Yeah, please. Let me bring in our viewers now, so that we can move to our next one, because we can spend a whole day on this matter and we'll not end. So Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm has waded into the conversation. He says that, good morning, my brother. In fact, I feel sad and worried listening to Aaron and his colleagues talking about how our democracy has been attacked. I don't think they have the moral right to do so, and the reason is that we went through hell in their hands under President Nana Akufo-Addo in this country. Members of the MPP want to be treated as first-class citizens, and the rest of us are second-class citizens. But what they should be made to know is that we are being governed by laws of this country, and they must respect the laws and of this land, and they must respect the laws of the land. Ghana is not a banana republic. Moro, please ask Aaron this question for me. What was the reason behind them passing the LI 2462 to allow mining in our forest reserves? I need an answer from him, please. Okay, Alhaji, I'll do that. And this one here from Alhaji Suwari from New York. He says, so Moro, the MPP says democracy is under attack, really? All right, democracy was not under attack on the day MPP Delta forces invaded a courtroom in Kumasi and assaulted a pregnant judge. Democracy was not under attack on the day Akufo-Addo appointed an MPP parliamentary candidate to the Supreme Court. Democracy was not under attack on the day Akufo-Addo appointed Dr. Peter Apiahene, a person widely identified at the time as an MP communicator and TESCOM patron, to the Electoral Commission. Democracy was not under attack on the day soldiers invaded Parliament and no one was punished for it. Democracy was not under attack on the day Apenyo Makin assaulted a police officer in uniform. Not the only Galamsey protesters were arrested and allegedly denied bail. Not the day a journalist was killed for doing their job. I can go on and on and on and on about the mess the MP calls our democracy. The MPP should please give us a break. Samuel Brian Boabing, he says, good morning. Kindly tell Sami Aye to greet the family and friends of the yogurt sellers for me. They wish them well. Samuel Brian Boabing. He continues to say, they have failed in the fight against Galamsey. During that time, there was nothing close to the scale of illegal mining we're witnessing today. Now, some people associated with the NDC are allegedly engaging in Galamsey openly and without shame. Even the revered Lake Busumchi is reportedly facing ongoing Galamsey activities. It is heartbreaking to think that my brother Omani Boama and his colleagues may have sacrificed their lives for nothing. Samuel Brian Boabi sends that message. Now, this one here from Carlos from Ododo Dio. He says, good morning, MPP. MPP, are you saying democracy is under attack? Anyway, it means we in the NDC are not reckless in our speech in opposition, unlike the MPP, unlike the party, the MPP. And it says, Carlos, and I say, God bless you. Now, Jesse Boakon says that Dr. Samaya is talking too much. He is not making a sound argument, just spinning and repeating himself in a loud voice. He must credit we, the viewers, with some respect by giving us solid solutions to the lasting problems in this country. The same Galamsey innocent people died in line of their duties. Now worse. God save Ghana. Thumbs up to Aaron for an educative message this morning. Jesse Boakon, political marketing expert. Prosper Ashikwe says, more, this ostentatious posturing and deliberate attempt to obfuscate and mislead discerning viewers of a certain GMG platform under the guise of making an impression as a neophyte first time on the program is utterly disconcerting. You don't throw iron filings in the eyes of GMG viewers. Too big a play for that. How the President JM's characterization of a cohort of individuals from a specific geographical region as mafias and corrupt logically extrapolate to the sweeping generalization that the entire Chin populace are mafias and corrupt. What rationale underpins such reasoning? If we are to subscribe to our brother Alampine's specious and weird logic, then my implication, he has disparaged the entirety of the NDC fraternity this morning. Come on, Ghanaians know that His Excellency JM is one who would not insult anybody in the name of politics. His personality, demeanor, and character is evident for all to see. Ghana is making a very good progress. Let's focus, please. George says, good morning to you. Respected panelists, democracy is under attack when the NDC guys have the right to insult opposition leadership and are given positions rewarded by the same government, but arrest TikTokers and innocent young guys who are hungry and frustrated by the government. That's from Baron, UCC. Prince Harry from Koforidia says, a party that sent LI to Parliament for miners to mine in Forest Reserve is now blaming the government that has revoked the same LI. Really? The hypocrisy of the MPP is legendary. Let's not forget that this government has restored the 361 acres of Achimota Forest that said John Will to the MPP forever. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Prince to focus on his campaign.
Okay. Prince Igdu Mukhtar says, bro, good morning to you. I have taken notice of the effect that MPP as a political party which was hit by the electoral tsunami during 2024 general elections, reducing their ridiculous 137 seats down to 87 seats, are very pained. They are in total dilemma. They won't do what is right, but they would rather demonize anybody doing right to Ghana. They haven't learned anything yet. And then Manchebru says, Moro, the pomp and pageantry that marked the memorial service in the commemoration of the passing of the gallant 8 was hypocritical and deceptive. The greatest mark of respect this government could have paid to the 8 gallant heroes who lost their lives in the line of duty in the fight against illegal mining would have been to decisively eradicate Galamsey within a year of their death. Regrettably, the menace has instead become more pervasive. Now, the turbidity levels of our water bodies have significantly deteriorated. Further, the persistent arrest of government critics and the weaponization of bail conditions suggest an encroachment upon the constitutional right to free speech. Our stance is fortified by the report of the Media Foundation for West Africa. Looks like Samia lives in Pluto. Amazing convictions. Mancha Bruce II, professor. That's in Takrady. Oh God, messages are a lot. I'm not sure I'll be able to read everything. But I guess I want us to move on now because... all right. We'll take a little breather. When we come back, we'll be traveling all the way to Brooklyn. There's a very popular music that was sung by one of my favorite artists. May he so rest in peace. I'm talking about the Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. Says, is Brooklyn in the house? All right. Okay, we'll go to Brooklyn. There's something happening there. Stay with us.
Yes, me by petition. Yeah, but Mugabe me me promise say no. Me official petition taker for MPP.
Hey, Jubilee House.
Yes. And the mom kwa demonstration. So I'm about one of the petition, but I'm let about I mean a reply na ma sign. One petition, but I mean me kwa kwaji. Me official petition taker for MPP. Any demo, any mom ko. So mo kwa mia na me kwa akwaji.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561-032-252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hydradenitis suppurativa, using laser Legasure for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena bra. Abena.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, you can't eat any other.
Abena rice. And Nijin Kwa. FDA, a Jadian Kratz, Yatsum.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpo.
All right. Good morning, Ghana. Is what you're watching. My name is Aldo Moras. I'm still here with Aaron Entry, who is a member of the MP's communications team, and also Dr. Sam Aye, who is a presidential leader. I want us to move on to another issue. We don't have all day, gentlemen. We just have 15 minutes to have this discussion. So please, when you are, no, we're supposed to end at 9:50. 9:50. No, it's actually 9. I've just reminded it's 9:50. 9:50. So I beg of you, it's just 15 minutes for us to do this. I think it's a straightforward matter. We are all aware of what has happened to the former tour boss, that's Mr. Kwame Beku, and the issues that he has triggered here in Ghana, where certain persons who are thought of or are perceived or alleged to have been complicit in the matter have actually issued statements to say that they don't know anything about it. So you look at the Chronicle today. It says that Kwabena Donkor says, I'm not a bribe taker. I have never met Asante Beku in my life. And the story is here by Nana Benyi Jojo Emisa, who says the former Minister of Power, Dr. Kwabena Donkor, has denied any knowledge of or involvement in allegations of bribery linked to the U.S. case of Mr. Asante Beku. Oh, did I say Mr. Kwame? Sorry, I apologize for that, Mr. Asante Beku. Now, he completely and emphatically denied any knowledge of a request or demand for any money as alleged and linked to him, even though he accepts that he was a minister at the time. The denial was contained in a statement signed and issued on behalf of Dr. Donkor, Donkor, by his counsel, Kobina Tahiru Hammond, head of the Cavendish Chambers. It continued that our client also admits that the state, through his then ministry, the Ministry of Power, renegotiated with AXA Energy for the generation of electric power in Ghana during the relevant period. The negotiations took place during a period when Ghana experienced erratic power supply, or locally known as Jumso, a period of extreme load shedding and power emergency. The statement said in a technical team that technical team from all electricity power stakeholders was sent to Istanbul, Turkey, to inspect equipment for power generation in Ghana as part of regular shipment inspection or pre-shipment inspection practice. The statement maintained that the foreign minister never met Mr. Asante Bekum, who is at the center of the bribery case. But today's Daily Guide is telling us that EOCO has also taken some steps, and we're told that EOCO has expanded its probe on this matter. And let me perhaps read I don't know whether I have the EOCO statement with me here, but I'll just read it from the papers. So the Economic and Organized Crime Office, and this one is by Jibril Abdulrazak, EOCO, says that it has commenced the process of intensifying its investigations on the Ghanaian dimension of the bribery scandal. EOCO in a statement said it is also tracing assets where appropriate of individuals named in the U.S. investigations and court proceedings that led to the conviction of Mr. Asante Bekum, who was found guilty of bribing some government officials and members of parliament between 2014 and 2017. A federal jury in Brooklyn found Mr. Asante Bekum guilty of charges relating to paying more than $1 million in bribes to Ghanaian government officials in connection with the development of power plants in Ghana. Now, court documents indicate how some beneficiaries of the illicit money referred to the expected bribe as holy grains and were expecting it sooner rather than later. Mr. Asante Bekum, 52, faces up to 30 years in prison and has been remanded into lawful custody pending sentencing in November 2026. You know, he was jailed in line with the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, which the U.S. takes very, very, very seriously, because they need to protect the image and the integrity of the businesses, American businesses that are doing, especially doing business outside of America. So he's actually Asante Kweku Bekum, not Kwame. I initially said Kwame. It's actually Kweku Bekum. And he paid 1 million cedis, more than $1 million in bribes related to that development of power plants. And remember that this gentleman we're talking about is both, so he holds dual citizenship, both a citizen of Ghana and America. That's him in your shot. He was tall boss for just 3 months because some issues came up and he was sacked. Now, Kwame, I mean, what's your take on this matter? And Aaron, you have just 5 minutes to do everything, and that is 5 minutes and we'll go, because otherwise it'll take us off.
5 minutes is very, very unfair.
I get it. I get it. We spent all the time talking about
Moro.
Yes. Try.
Anytime Ghana is on the international plane about corruption,
okay, there
has been a consistent pattern that it concerns one political party. And I'm going to demonstrate same to you. You remember the Gassem-Skansen matter, where the Asker Bærum District Court of Norway in 2007 stated that there were some payments from the 1990s during Rawlinson's time, which involved some officials of the Rawlinson's government. We saw that. Remember Mabbey and Johnson? Where the Southwark Crown Court in London on the 25th of September 2009 also stated that the said company paid bribes to government officials of Ghana and Jamaica, and the said company even pleaded guilty and was fined £3.5 million. Maybe I should even skip Amajaro and come to Airbus, where in Airbus we even have President Mills setting up a committee to investigate President Mahama.
That's according to Martin Amidu.
That is not in dispute. Now the point is...
No, that's according to Martin Amidu.
And I'm saying that is not in dispute. Okay. I will not dispute that position from Martin Amidu, because he was deep neck into the said government.
Okay.
Now you see, in Airbus...
And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's also been disputed.
In Airbus, yes, we heard of a certain role of a presidential relative. And same is being repeated in the Asante Bekum matter. We should all understand in the Asante Bekum matter that the interest of the US is because the payment routed through US to Ghana. It is why when they state that Asante Bekum, who was the main central midfielder
of disbursing the said bribes whenever the money is paid from Turkey to US and waiting to hit the accounts of officials in Ghana. They call it holy rain. But the question is, how holy or holier is this scandal? And this is so sad that the reputation of the Ghanaian people is at stake. Now, let me even explain the matter for everyone to understand. Ghana's Power Ministry was created somewhere 22nd November 2014.
Right.
And the sad thing is that if you read the judgment from the jury, it will tell you that this corruption scandal started in December 2014 and it spans to somewhere March 2017. The sad thing is that a said company, a said ministry that was created in November, in less than a month, the officials of the said ministry are engaged in corrupt practices. It is sad. It brings the image of Ghana into a very great disrepute, and I'm hoping that for the first time this country would have an independent committee. I want to even go ahead to say independent, in fact a bipartisan committee to deal with it, so that we all see all the issues glaring. Because if you look at the scheme, you feel so sad. Do you know what was happening? Asante Beku was working with a US financial institution, and that financial institution has started to look for business, and their clients were the AXA people. So what he did was that he approached the AXA people, told them that Charlie, I can pay bribes to the Ghanaian officials in Ghana to ensure that they get you this business. The sad thing is that this was the time the Ghanaian people was grappling and wallowing in the abject dismay of doomsday, where businesses were in fact collapsing. And if you check publications from ISA, you get to know that they said that in 2014 alone, between 320 million and 924 million Ghana cedis was lost to doomsday. This is about 2 to 6% of Ghana's GDP, whilst officials of this government were enjoying the kitty at the expense. You want to solve doomsday, you end up even becoming more rich because you get payment out of it. What was happening was that Beku ensures that 2 companies are set up in this country. And
they call them co-conspirators.
No, the companies, yes.
They describe them as co-conspirators.
The companies are called consulting companies.
Yes, I know.
And we have the co-conspirators.
Yes.
Co-conspirator 1 to 4.
Yes.
The 1 is a Ghanaian.
Yes.
The 4 is a Ghanaian.
Right.
3 and 4, 3 and 2 are Turkish.
Right.
And then the presidential relative. Now, Asante Beku is able to get the presidential relative into this move, who actually fast-tracked the move, ensure that he ferried people from Ghana to Turkey to inspect and bring favorable details to favorable report to the senior government official in this country. Nobody has mentioned anybody's name, but people are denying. Fair enough, it is good to deny. But you see, I want to read portions of the said report
and please
to you.
Yes.
I want to do it very early.
Right. Yeah, so once you read it, I think that we can end it there.
If you read page 12 of the said report,
yes.
Why not getting my report? Have it. Page 12 of the report. Okay. Now listen, on paragraph 44, it says, on or about August 17, 2015, co-conspirator 1 forwarded an August 4, 2015 email to co-conspirator 2 requesting payment of $250 million in reimbursement for bribes previously paid to Ghanaian officials.
$250 million.
Okay, 250,000.
Hey, Masa.
First one to the defendant. Asante Kweku Beku's instruction, co-conspirator 1 copied Beku at his personal account on that email, rather than his business account at the US financial institution. Co-conspirator 2 asked for details of the request, which co-conspirator 1 provided in the email on August 28, 2015. And listen, he says he paid for this as $5,000. He paid PURC, the body that is supposed to regulate utilities in this country, were taking bribes in excess of 20,000 USD. Ghana official 2, 10,000 USD. Please relax.
Just 1 minute. One more minute.
Ministry of Power Girls were receiving $20,000 for facilitating communication. You ask yourself, what is the role of these 5 girls to receive 20,000 USD? And the interesting thing is that they were supposed to receive 30,000 USD and they were paid 20,000 of it.
Okay.
Power team were received $25,000.
Okay.
The Ghanaian team that was sent to Istanbul to inspect the power plant to ensure that we end Dumso in Ghana went to Istanbul and was receiving $5,000 each. He goes ahead to say Gridco engineer $20,000. The interesting thing is that the then Gridco CEO is now the board chairman of ECG.
Okay.
Please, engineer Amuna, we are begging you. This is the time the country needs you to purge yourself. Goes ahead, travel to Turkey, 45,000, and Parliament received 30,000 USD.
Okay.
Moro, we shouldn't trivialize this when the Parliament of this country has been mentioned. Parliament of this country has been mentioned that they are receiving bribes while the Ghanaian people are suffering. You know why I am calling on the president in this matter, because the president's relative has been mentioned and we want an independent inquiry. I, Eronasi Egwentri, and the NPP cannot trust the Attorney General on this matter. You know why? When it comes to their own aura, when they started the oral organization, I'm coming.
Otherwise, you'll not be fair.
When they started releasing their own people. On top of the struggling matter.
Yes.
Hey,
no.
Watching us. This is corruption, putting Ghana on the international.
I don't control the time. Unfortunately, I wish I could give you more time.
He's speaking for about 10 minutes, and I'm praying that
you. I timed him. He did 7 minutes. I timed him.
He made mention of the point that one of the issues raised is the Airbus matter. Kufuor had the opportunity to direct the special prosecutor he appointed. Special prosecutor he appointed. The special prosecutor went into the investigation and said that all the claims against President Mahama were not true, and that bringing in President Mahama was unfair. Even in the Airbus matter, Aaron says that it is one of the issues that brought Ghana's name into disrepute. But it's the same Martinamidu that said President Kufuor is the mother servant of corruption.
Okay.
Is that not it? Today, Beku's issue has come. He is being arranged for sentencing in November, I think.
Yes.
At the end of the day, Beku was appointed by President Kufuor as managing director for TOR. They say that birds of the same feathers.
Let me talk. The matter that happened between 2014 and 2016.
Let me talk.
What is it?
Let him talk.
There is a corruption that has happened between 2014 and 2016.
Let me be decorous. When you have your time,
when you were interjecting, weren't you interjecting? I'm not disputing that.
Show me respect.
But
show me respect.
If I'm showing
you said a lot of things, I did the Ghanaian people.
No, respect the Ghanaian people.
Listen.
Allow him to talk.
Was Beku not appointed by?
I'm not disputing that.
So what is your business?
But I'm saying that this corruption you are talking about happened between 2014 and 2016.
Moro, please allow him.
Everything shows that Aaron has not read the indictment document. Because if you read the indictment document, you know that you are engaging in street side propaganda.
Okay.
And I don't expect this from Aaron. You know why, Moro? Because when you read the 29-page document, it is everything about Beku. There's no evidence to suggest that the persons that document mentioned actually received the money. And more, I'll prove to you. Do you know why? When you read paragraph 70 of the documents, I'm reading past 70. It said the defendant Asante Kwaku Beku and his co-conspirators further, more listen to me, further agreed to seek investment for these bribes for Turkish energy company by issuing false invoices for consultancy services. False invoices. Number one. That is the credibility of them. This is the man that generates false invoices.
Moro, do you know?
Moro. Let me talk.
This is a statement.
Let me talk.
About law.
Let me talk.
This is not even the record of the court.
Let me talk.
It is not the record of the court. 29 pages.
Let me talk.
This is Good Morning Ghana. Nobody should come and read anything that of course let the court. The record of the court is 100 pages.
Relax.
You let him finish.
When you read paragraph 50, he said that between in and about late 2015 and early 2016, U.S. financial institution conducted a due diligence review of the power deal and became aware that the Turkish company had paid Ghana Consulting Company 1 for services, and that the defendant Asatu Kwekubeko had been communicating with co-conspirator 1. Specifically, as part of the due diligence, U.S. financial institution conducted an email review among other accounts. The defendant Asatu Kwekubeko's email account at the financial institution. The review identified that Ghana Consulting Company 1 and the numerous emails communication between Beko, co-conspirator 1 and others were done on his personal email. This is a person that his own company had actually unraveled that he was engaged in an illegality. When you go and read paragraph 52, tomorrow, this is a long paragraph.
You don't have all this?
Yes. I know I don't have. The point was that, in summary, the point I'm making is that, as we speak, who is co-conspirator 1? Moro, who is co-conspirator 2? Who is co-conspirator 3?
So your point is we don't know them.
That is why the Attorney General Department has decided to collaborate with the American authorities so that we can unravel the very persons and account that
he says he doesn't trust the Attorney General's Department.
He sought to indict the integrity of the Ghanaian official. But when you read paragraph 35 of the indictment document, he says that, in that email, co-conspirator 3 complained about difficulties with Ghana official 1, but noted his importance to the agreement, stating that at the end of the day, we were told that the senior government official, that's probably the minister, will hesitate to sign if this technocrat gives him a negative report. What it means is that this is a technocrat that actually went to Turkey. The minister is on the no-go. And he said that if the technocrat does not agree or is not impressed with what he sees on the assessment of the power plants, he will tell the minister not to engage them.
Okay.
So as we speak, the minister himself was not part. The minister was relying on the analysis and the report of the technocrats.
Okay.
So today, everything, all the payments that were made, Moro, you know that all the payments that were made, they were made to Asante.
Okay.
No, there is no evidence to suggest that Asante actually gave the people the money.
Okay.
That's why I'm surprised that, and I'm saying that my brother has not read it. Because let me talk. When you're talking about please. When you were talking about the documents, so at the end of the day, no, please. This is Good Morning Ghana. Who is focused? Please relax. Who is focused?
Let me say
Moro, you are not
Peter Mensah.
What was
no, you spoke for 7 minutes. Happy birthday to Peter Mensah, who's the deputy CEO of the PSC Tema Shipyard Ports and Harbors. That's the man. Happy birthday to you. And then also, so today is Peter's birthday. And then also, happy birthday to you, Elder Dr. Bismarck Opoku-Asare, consultant infectious disease physician, from your wife Akusia, the kids, and the final global family. Thanks for being a great husband and father. We love you very much. Blessed birthday. And this call is once again to Elder Dr. Bismarck Opoku-Asare. And also Peter Mensah, today is your birthday as well. And on behalf of myself and the entire Pentecost Rema Assembly, we wish you a blessed and joyful birthday. We appreciate you dearly and thank God for your life. May He continue to strengthen, favor, and bless you abundantly. Have a wonderful celebration. Peter Mensah is coming from Vanessa here at Metro Television. And also, finally,
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6,